Doing a little video sharing how I do a zipper pocket for a lining in a bag using a zipper overlay. So I'm making a custom ordered bag at the moment, so going to be a black leather handbag, and this is the lining. So this is the back lining section, and this is where I'm going to be having our zipper overlay pocket. So I've already created the pocket. I'll just show you the pocket, how I've assembled it. So I cut out two pieces of lining fabric. So the pocket lining is in the black with the white polka dot, and then I'm doing a number 5 zipper tape with a gorgeous zipper pull. So this zipper pull here, there'll be one on the outside of the bag, and this is also then for the lining pocket. And what I did is laid one of my zipper lining pieces right side up on the table, so it was right side up, laid the zipper over the top, and then I've stitched it there down with a sort of about a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sort of scant 1/4 inch, and then I've sort of like finger pressed and flipped over. Got the second pocket lining piece going there, laid the zipper tape right side facing up, lining panels right side facing up, so everything's facing up, and stitched that side down there as well. Then I've pressed them open, so on the inside of the pocket, this is what you'll see. You'll see the right side of the lining fabrics and the wrong side of the zipper tape, and the right side of the zipper tape is showing up, and you see the wrong side of the lining pocket. This will get stitched in, and that little overlay will sit over the top. Also, what I do to make stitching the pocket really easy, I always put like 1 inch or maybe 2 inches extra zipper tape hanging off the edge. That way then I don't have to maneuver around a bulky zipper when I'm stitching this tape on, and it's only going to waste a small amount of zipper tape, but it'll make your life much easier. Saves time, and you can just sew a nice straight stitch. Now, so what I need to do now is working out how far down I want my zipper opening to be. So for this bag here, I roughly sort of want that there, like, and centered. I've already marked my centers for my back lining panel. I have my markings on my pattern pieces, so when I'm cutting out my pattern, I already trim and notch where my centers and all that are, so it just saves me time later on, and it just keeps things more consistent and far more accurate as well. So I've got a 12-inch ruler here, doesn't really matter what size, but just the longer length is better. Got my centre mark and my zipper overlay, which I cut on my Cricut cutting machine, so this is leather, and then I've sort of, it's got a beautiful finish on the back of the leather. I haven't edge coated this because I like my customers to be able to see this is leather. It's beautiful. This isn't like a strap or anything like that. It's on the inside of their bag, and I just think it's beautiful. Also, when I've cut out my overlays, because I design my own SVG cut files, I also made a couple of notches that I'm hoping will have cut through on my zipper tape, because then I've already got my rivet placement marks, and even if it doesn't cut through, it makes a mark. But yeah, they've cut through, so I've already got my little notches for my rivets, because I like to decorate my zipper overlays with rivets, so I can trim that little bit if it didn't catch. This leather's got a beautiful suede on the back, so it doesn't always cut a really neat, like especially tiny little holes. I did the little holes at 2mm or 3mm, but my main thing is I don't have to come back later and measure where to place those rivets rivet holes. I always get a perfect placement. Just going to poke these out. You can see it there. My little holes. I like doing things like this. This leather's, it's absolutely beautiful. I bought a lovely big hide of it. I made a Louis Vuitton strap out of this leather for one of my customers who's got a Louis Vuitton bag, but she wanted a different style of strap on it. So we bought this leather to make that. Now what I'm going to do to make it easy for me to find those little markings afterwards, you can probably see them there. If I put some white there, you can easily see those. But I was going to just use my little leather marking pen just in case they're not super clear for me. Although I think they will be. So I didn't want to put big holes because my little rivet posts, they're only small. Beautiful. Got my little markings. I'll put the white behind there. You might see it's probably too small for you to see. Okay, let's measure down. Pocket's ready to go. So I've got my ruler. This is a 12-inch. I'm going to put the 6 on my center mark, and then I know that I can just center this on the 11 and the 1, and I'll be dead center. I don't have to measure or anything. I just have to get that laid down in place. So I think I might go, that's 1 1/4. 1 1/2's usually nice. Go 1 1/2 inches down. Just checking to see that I'm happy with that. Because they're custom made bags, like I could put it lower, or I could also add more pockets down here. I've already made slip pockets for this one, and I've also made padded pockets. I like this side of the ruler. So where have I got? 1 1/2, 1 1/2 inches is there. I go 1 3/4. Put my 6 dead center. I think that'll be nice, 1 3/4 inches. Okay, I think that's going to look good. So I've got double-sided tape here. So I'm going to secure the leather down with the double-sided tape. What I like to do, down this edge. I don't like to put it too close to where I'm going to be stitching because I don't want the tape to be seen at all when the bag's finished. It's just enough to secure it in place. If I think like a little section might be too close to the edge, I'll just lift that little bit up and just trim that bit of tape away, just in case. take that little section off. Make sure this is lined up exactly where I want it again. You can see my centre. If I line up this edge here on that 11-inch mark, this edge here on that 1-inch mark, and centre it in between, and I can just lightly just tap that up to that ruler, making sure that this is straight. This here, then if that's sitting on there, that's straight. So I'm just going to press that down, secure that in place. Can take away the ruler. Now what I'm going to do is take off the tape from this side, and I'll just lightly hold that, let that sort of like fall naturally. Turn this around, and before I sort of press it down, just check to see that I think that this opening here is also nice and straight. Now again, before I lay it and secure it down, I like to get my ruler, and I just place that there. I've got a 3/8 of an inch opening, and then I can just double check that and make sure that looks pretty good to me. Now I can secure that in place. So that's sitting there nicely. So that's how my zipper overlay looks. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now what I need to do is secure this tape down. Secure the zipper overlay down. So I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside edge. Then I'll be trimming away the inside fabric. So I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit here. I've got you set up on a little trolley. Wanted to give you like an overhead, like you're standing behind me sort of view. Just move my little pocket out of the road. Just want to double check my bobbin. I've got several bobbins threaded. I don't like to risk doing any top stitching without knowing I've got plenty of thread before I start that stitching. Usually if I'm sewing like a large handbag, sort of like this one, I'll thread up 3 bobbins before I start. Then I know I don't have to stop or anything there as I'm going along. Overfilled this bobbin a little bit. And I'll trim this little bit of starter thread. I know it's a new full bobbin when I've got that bit of thread sitting out on the bottom. Okay. Pull that thread up. I need to tighten up my knee lift. It's been overworked. It's loosened a little bit. Left that. Just trim these back a little bit. I'll do a little starter stitch. Got a little scrap here, just to make sure everything's threaded nicely. Adjust my stitch length for my zipper overlays. I like to do generally about a 3.5 stitch length. I've got a little squeak, something needs oiling. Stitching beautifully. Happy with that length. Now, I usually like to start at the bottom, or towards the bottom anyway. And I'll leave my thread tails nice and long because I'll tie them off afterwards. I've got my little narrow foot on, and I'll just lower that needle to start with. Just hold those threads and off we go. automatic foot lift on this machine. I just press back with my heel. Coming up to where I started. Might go over just one stitch, so they overlap by one. Take that out, leave some nice long thread tails, just makes it easy to tie off. I like to keep these two together to start with, because then I know these two that I've taken out just now, they're the ones that will get tied together, and these two will get tied together. So I'll turn it over, so it looks like from the back. See the stitching there. So I'm going to use this thread here to pull through its mate from the other side. And I'll secure them together. I'll just do one little loop, and then for this one now I like to do a double or a triple knot, and it just keeps that really nice and secure. And again, let's do a double. No risk of that coming apart. On these ones I like to just leave a little bit of a thread tail there. Now I know that these two threads here, they go together, so I can trim them. So I'll use this thread to pull through its mate. Sometimes they come up really easy. Sometimes though, because when you overlap stitches, they might not always come up easy. Just get that little knot out of the road so I can see. There it is there. Getting started. And I've got him through. And I'll tie that little knot again. I'll just do a triple here to start with. And I'll do another triple or a double. They're nice and tight. What I can do as well, just to make sure that they stay secure, is I can just put a little dab of glue over those, and then they won't, got no chance of unraveling. This glue here dries nice and quick, only a little dab. And they'll stay secured down there like that. That one there that I'm using, this is a Couture Creations adhesive. It's just a large bottle of quick dry adhesive, machine washable and that. I really like this one. That's a nice glue to use. That comes off your fingers nice and easy. So let's have a look from the right side, and there's our zipper overlay on the right side. You can probably see the stitching there. Looks pretty good. You can probably see my rivet placements. So I know exactly where to place my rivets, so I don't have to waste time marking or anything there. So that's nice. So now I need to cut away some of this fabric here. Just grab some scissors. Which ones shall I use today? I have several pairs. Oh, these ones. So to get started with that one, just make a little snip. And then if I lift this up, the fabric up, you can see the leather there, and then there's that bit of double-sided tape. I can just start trimming here, and now my blade underneath is sliding between the leather and the fabric. I like to sort of just put it on an angle usually. Just slide along. I can see sort of where my tip is travelling as I'm cutting. And then I'll just work my way around the window. Can pull that back now. There we go. Get rid of that. Keep that. Now I have an opening for my pocket. I still like this, pretty neat on the back. I want to make sure that there's no chance that that fabric can sort of become visible. I will be stitching around here pretty close around that window. But I think that looks nice. I'm happy with that, really happy with that. Got a little bit of a curve on the zipper overlay, hence doing the little curve stitching around. Now let's get our pocket. So to install this one, I'll bring you over a little bit closer again as we work over here. Hopefully you can see all right there. So I'm going to lay this down. There's my window, there's my zipper overlays, and I've made this overlay the same width as my pocket. So all I need to do, again there, that zipper pull is out of the road there. I can line up, and I can sort of feel from the edge of this zipper overlay, I can feel the edge of that pocket. So long as they're roughly centered, I can see that there. Like, you can use an adhesive tape again there to secure that in place. I tend to just freehand sew it. It looks pretty good. It's lined up there pretty even. You can probably see, so there's my tape, and then it runs up there to the lining. So I will start stitching sort of, probably my zipper pulls up here. So I will start stitching sort of up around here, and then I will come around here up to here. When I get to about here, I'll pull that zipper pull through, and then I'll just keep going around. If you need a little reminder so that you don't go over or anything, you can always just put something there to remind you, like just in the fabric there. It's like, oh, okay, there's something there. Just something as a little reminder, or a bit of tape or something. That's just a little tip, because I have sewn around there before and gone, oh darn, I forgot to pull the zipper head through. So let's see how we go. I'm just going to move you back a little bit there. Hopefully the sound's okay on the video. No, we'll start this way because my little toe I want to keep. Yeah, so I'm going to come, where's my zipper heads here? I want to start, let me just think, go around that way. No, I had it right. I'm going this way. Or do I want to go the other way? I've got only like one walking foot on here. I just want to make sure it grips well. I think it'll be good. I think so. Okay, and we're ready. Actually, we're not ready. I want long thread tails. And just pull them out of the way because I will tie them off at the end as well. Zipper pulls up there. That should stitch nicely. Here goes. All I have to do now is I can just manoeuvre my tape over my zipper just to keep that as fairly straight. Something up there, you got a little squeak, needs an oil. Over one stitch there. Turn around. See, so most of this now is secure. Just check. Come over it. I just do a little check to see if I need a full stitch. Full stitch might be a little bit too much. Yeah, not too bad. Go all the way down. Now I'll just keep holding this, making sure that that's all nice. Might take that zipper pull in now. Getting close to that end. So you can see I haven't had to manoeuvre around the zipper pull all the way around. And again, now this tape's still nice and it's closed. That's why I like to think about which direction I'm going to start sewing and that before I start. Take a couple of minutes there and just makes it easier. Making sure my little threads, the beginning threads, they're up and out of the road. I'll go one stitch over again, pull those threads up, leave some nice long thread tails for myself. And I'll tie them first. So that's how that looks so far. See, that looks pretty good. If I close that zip right up, I've got a nice straight stitched zipper. Now we shall do some tying off. Get them out of the road, then I know do this one first. One thread. I'll do a little triple knot. Looks nice and neat on the wrong side there. When I trim these ones, I will melt these to seal them. So they're on the inside. Now I'll trim these threads. Use this one again to pull through its partner. Sometimes it's hard to see the black. And sometimes I have to get a little pin to pull it through. Where is he? Tricky little things sometimes. That's it under there. We'll check. Where are you? Pull there. And being night time, black on black doesn't help. I can feel him come through. He's there somewhere lurking. Oh, there it is. Am I pulling the same guy? Oh yeah, I think he's sitting underneath there. Doesn't want to come and play. Just grab a pin. Sometimes if I Sometimes what can happen is the other stitch that you've done has gone through the center of that thread and has locked it. And then you can't get it through. Yeah, it's gone through the center of it. Take a little bit of maneuvering, but these things happen. Got him. I think I got him. Sometimes you just got to keep manipulating. From a different angle. This is the beauty too, if you go over your stitches once, you're creating like a lock, and then worst case scenario, if I can't pull that through, I can still melt them, trim the front one and melt it from the back, and it'll lock it in. Because if I can't get it out this way, it's not coming out. So there's no risk of it coming undone. Because it won't come out. You can't even see where it is there. It's in there. He's in the middle of the other one. It's good that this happens, then you can see what I do. Oh, I think I might have him. I have lots of patience. Like we've got him there, but just not all the way there. We can get some of him through. What I'll do now, I've got some of him through there, and I will thread a needle. Always have a needle handy, and I can still lock him off. This is what I do if that ever happens. Needle and thread. I just have one easy thread one, and then I can come in here, go underneath, come through, do a little knot, come through, you can hear that lock in, and then I come through underneath the both, do a little knot again, and I'll do a double and pull that through. Just give that a nice tight tug and give that a little trim. And then what I like to do, it's a poly thread, I don't know if you can see, there's that little tiny little knot there. I get my lighter and I just give that a bit of a light touch with the heat from the flame, just using the blue part of the flame. And there they go, they lock together, it sort of just melts, and then they're melted and locked together. See, I'll put that under the light there. You might be able to see there's that little bubbly bit just there, and that's inside. Then on the outside, I can just nick him right there, and then again you get the lighter, a little bit of heat, and that just melts, and you can push that in and lock it in, and you cannot see where you've started and stopped there. So now my customer, when they open up their pocket, will have this gorgeous black and white polka dot. How cute is that? So I've just got to stitch up the sides. So I sometimes just do this on my industrial, like just my straight stitch machine, because you don't need a heavy duty thread. But I'll do this on here because I want to show you a look. I'm going to come down, I'm just thinking, but just want that to sit inside. I don't want that going into my seam allowance. I always do them a little bit longer. I just trim that off. I don't need to leave an opening for this pocket because this is put together with a drop-in lining. And I will do a stitch sort of around about here because that's a nice deep pocket. But I'll do my sides first. Start up the top there. Little lock stitch there. Come around. A little lock stitch on this end. It's beautiful, beautiful. Now I use separate scissors for my zippers. Can trim this back. I like to leave that bit of facing. Trim off any threads. Okay, now I don't trim them really short. They're on the inside there, so I don't trim them off too short. So that's the little bit of zipper tape that I've wasted. And then I'll give this a press as well, just so that I haven't really creased the fabric there, but I just like to give it a nice little press when it's done. That's that there. And that's it stitched down at the back. Oh, nice. And now we have a fully enclosed pocket. Beautiful. And all stitched and sealed and everything there on the inside. Just gorgeous. Love that. I think it's beautiful. I'm just going to add the little rivets and that here. So I don't think you probably need to see me add rivets. I can do that in another video. I'm doing a full class this coming Friday on making one of my handbags at a sewing place called Sewer's Delight. So we're actually teaching how to make this bag, all the different techniques using my pattern, which isn't published yet. So these ladies are the first ones to be making a bag using my pattern. So super excited and can't wait. So that's the sort of things I'll be learning how to do, and I'll help them all the way through. Yeah. So there we go. Hope that little video helped a bit. So now you can see how I do my zipper pockets with a window facing. Okay, Ben, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.